Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. How are you? We made it to Monday. We made it to December. Today is December 2nd. So, hope that you're doing well. Hope that your family is safe in your part of the world. So grateful to have such a global audience. So, wherever you are watching in the world, I hope you're doing well. I hope that your week is off to a good start. So, here we are, December, going into the last part of the year. But we still have a month left. There's still a month in December. So plenty of things to still see and do and learn from. So really grateful that we get to spend another hour talking about data science and anything else that you really want, right? One of the things I really like, as I've mentioned to all of you before, is that I have no agenda when I walk into these meetings, into these conversations. We all collectively set the agenda according to what you guys want to talk about. So that's what I'm here for today. I'm here to talk about data science. I'm here to talk about anything else you guys want. So really grateful that we get to spend this time together. And also today is the start of my new streaming schedule. So as many of you know, I did publish out a new streaming schedule. I'm going to be streaming Thursdays through Monday from now on. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I'm not going to be streaming. I'm going to be producing more content for you guys, more recorded content, other types of content, different things that I have, going on that I want to bring to you. So today is also the start of that. So I feel like today's been a lot of new stuff, right? Monday, it's a new week, it's a new month, it's a new streaming schedule, lots of things to do. Speaking of new things, I'm also launching a new series for December. I just sent out the video for that. I just did my first initial work on that, the behind the scenes work I need to do to make that series happen. But here it is. What I'm doing is I am using an algorithm that AI wrote. I did not write it. AI wrote the algorithm, and I'm using it to make investment decisions. I'm going to risk my own cash, my own personal funds, and I'm going to do whatever the algorithm tells me to do, the AI generated algorithm. It has decided what I'm going to be doing, so I'm just going to be doing that with my own cash in the stock market. So I'm really happy about that series. I think it has a potential to be very interesting. I'm going to be posting weekly updates in the long format. And on a daily basis, I'm going to be providing daily updates to let you know how the algorithm is progressing. Is it going to make me bankrupt? Who knows? I'm just doing whatever the algorithm tells me to do. So we'll have to see how it goes. I think it's going to be interesting. I hope that you follow along. Like I said, I'm going to be posting daily updates in a short format and in weekly updates in a long format. And if you want to ask me questions here on the live stream, you're certainly welcome to do that. There's some questions I won't be answering because, I don't want to act as a financial advisor, but I'm really excited about that series coming up in December. So if you're new to my content, please go ahead and, well, first of all, welcome, because, I do get new people all the time. My accounts are still growing. But if you're new, feel free to introduce yourself. Let us know your city, state, province, country. It's a nice way for you to participate, kind of be part of the conversation. Don't be shy. We have people who kind of are sometimes shy about participating, and that's okay. But if you'd like to introduce yourself, no one's going to call on you. It's just a nice professional way to participate and be part of the conversation. So definitely welcome for you to do that. That's what we refer to as our global roll call. And then once that's done, sometimes I like to give an opening note and kind of just give you different thoughts. And from there, it's questions. Whatever you guys want to talk about. We had a great session yesterday during our Sunday series, so maybe some of you will have questions around that. Certainly willing to answer questions. I think we had a really good session yesterday. So if you guys want to ask questions around that, we can certainly do that. So again, please let us know your city, state, province, country, and just a nice way for you to participate. I think that, I think I should still be okay over on all of my platforms. I think it seemed like Instagram was maybe acting funny. We'll see. We'll see if everything's functioning well. All right, so while you guys are filling up my chat with the introductions, again, you're welcome to introduce yourself. I did want to share an opening note today. I'm seeing so many different posts online about in 2025, I will do this. In 2025, I will do that. People are already looking to the new year, and I get it. The new year is right around the corner. It's always exciting this time of year. But I wanted to remind you that there's 12 months in the year. So 1/12 of anything is 8%, right? So don't blow off December. Just because, I'll put in the new year, 2025. I'll make it a New Year's resolution. Don't blow off December. It's still 8% of the year, right? So if there's something you want to do, some project, something that's, you've been wanting to finish up, something you've been wanting to start, something that's been kind of hanging over your head, go for it. Do it. December still counts as a month. People are quick to dismiss it, but you gotta use December as part of your year, right? It's 1/12 of the year, of your year. It's 8% of your year. So don't be quick to just dismiss it and say, I'll do that some other time. I'll do it in the new year. Got to keep moving, right? Got to keep moving. Got to keep studying. Got to keep developing your skills. Got to keep on working on data science ideas, any number of things, right? So I want to encourage you to keep going. December still counts as a month. Yes, some of us might have more holiday activities or family activities to do, but that doesn't mean that you can't keep on, moving forward and learning, and just keep on using the month, right? Don't put things off to 2025. So that's one of the things I want to encourage you guys to think about, because I'm seeing so many social media posts about doing things next year. Don't wait. Get started now, okay? All right, so I'm already seeing some messages in my chat. Again, if you're just joining us, you're welcome to introduce yourself. Let us know your city, state, province, country, all that good stuff, okay? All right, so starting from the very top, Osama, our good friend from Satat in Morocco. Osama, so far I think you're my only Moroccan here. That's kind of weird. There's usually more than that. Hello, sir. Hope everything is going well. Wishing everyone a happy start to the week. Wow, what a nice greeting. A happy start to the week. I hope we all have a happy start to the week, right? But yeah, I've been up early. I've been up since about 3 a.m. working. So yeah, I think it's been a good start to the week, and I hope the same for you. I hope the same for everybody else. Let us know how you're doing out there in Morocco, Osama. Let us know how the weather is, how your family is, anything you feel like sharing. Manoj, how are you, my friend? Namaste, Sir Dennis, and everyone. Manoj from Bangalore, India. How are you? Glad you're here. Glad that you're still joining us on such a consistent basis. You're such a great supporter, Manoj. I hope you enjoyed the Sunday series yesterday. I know you always attend those. But yeah, it's good to have you here. Rex, our good friend Rex says, good morning, everyone. I'm Rex from New York City. Happy to be here. Happy to have you too, Rex. Rex is such a great moderator, helping me out today, both on Twitch and on Instagram. So thank you so much for that, Rex. Yeah, for some reason it looked like Instagram was kind of looking funny on my end, but it looks like it's okay. So thank you, Rex. Glad you're here. Hope you're doing well out there. Denelson, our good friend Denelson from LA says, good morning, Dennis. Hope your week is starting off right. It is starting off right. I get to spend time with you guys. I worked on the new series I was telling you guys about. So what I'm doing for that series is I'm doing the trades that the algorithm tells me, but I don't publish what the trade was or what the result is until at least a day later. So I won't be publishing my first results until tomorrow, but I have to generate those results today. So I was doing some of that this morning, So my week is starting off right in that regard, in the sense that I was able to carry out the plan that I wanted to for that. But yeah, the week's going well, starting off well. Hope the same for you, Danielson. Casual Economist, you're back. Hey Dennis, welcome back. Welcome me back. Welcome you back. No, I was back yesterday. We had a great Sunday session. So technically today is not my first day back. We had a great session yesterday. Really enjoyed that session. But yeah, it's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. British Teddy Bear over on Kick. Thanks for participating. It's nice to get more participation on Kick, so glad you're here. British Teddy Bear says, I think it's obvious where I'm from. Yeah, welcome. Glad you're here. Anything you want to share with us or anything you want to ask, feel free to participate. Glad to have you here. Glad to see more people on Kick. I have like almost 100 followers on Kick, but very few people participate. I think they're shy. But yeah, thanks for being here, British. Lanry, our good friend Lanry is back. Hello from Belgium. Happy new month, y'all. Unlike in the US, we have classes until the 20th and exams in the second week of January. So no wasted December. Okay, I like this. I like that you're saying, hey, I'm going to keep working through December. So you have classes until the 20th and then exams in the second week of January. Oh no, so that means you have your exams after the holidays. Landry, that's been a big debate here in the US. Here in the US, colleges try to avoid that, having exams after the holiday or after the new year, right? In some cases, it can't be helped. But they've tried to discourage that. They've tried to discourage people from, making the students study over the holidays and stuff. So I'm sorry to hear that's your situation out there in Belgium. But it's so good to see you. You're one of my early supporters, so really glad you're here. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope everything is good for you. So Rex is asking about the new series. Is there a hypothesis as to the algorithm performance for this upcoming series? So Rex, a good question. The MSC that I have for this algorithm is under 7. So the algorithm that I have for this particular effort is very, very, very close to tracking the real world instance. So really the overall project has kind of two aspects to it that I'm trying to prove out. One, can AI write models very quickly? Because this model was written very, very fast, right? So can I use a model that was written in like a 2-hour investment, 2-hour time investment into generating more money, right? I mean, that's kind of like the underlying hypothesis. And two, are there challenges around the actual execution of these algorithms? You see, here's the thing people don't tell you about quantitative finance, guys, and the people who are out there looking for algorithms for Bitcoin, for Forex, whatever, right? Just because you have an algorithm doesn't mean you have a strategy to execute that algorithm. The algorithm in quantitative finance versus carrying out or executing the trades, the purchases, the sales, whatever, two completely different things, right? Two completely different challenges. So that's another part of it, Rex. Okay, so AI wrote the code for me, the algorithm gives me a result. Now what do I, as the individual, as the human in the loop, need to do to properly execute that algorithm? Because some algorithms are so, kind of tight profits that if you carry out the execution wrong, you'll never make money on it, right? So that's part of it also, Rex. Like, yes, you have a strategy, the back testing looks good, the algorithm metrics look good, but does it actually mean anything in the real world? So that's another part of what I'm testing. So we'll see how it goes, Rex. Like I said, I carried out my first trade this morning. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. So Manoj says, I'm doing well, sir. Thanks for asking. Yesterday's session was great, sir. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I think it was a lot of groundbreaking stuff in the sense that we were covering things that they typically don't teach you in school, right? And I think that's valuable. I think it's valuable for us to do that. So yeah, I think it was a good session, and I'm glad everybody was able to attend. 2 more sessions, guys. I think we need 2 more sessions in that series. We need one for like the deployment to production, and then one for writing our results. So I think with those 2, I think we'll be done with that session. But some of you have attended every single session, so I'm really proud of you guys. It's been crazy. Okay, so British Teddy Bear, our new friend over on Kick, wants to know, I'm curious on what people do for work. Okay, guys, great question for the chat. Go ahead and put that in the chat. What do you guys do for work? Are you a student? Are you an analyst? Are you in a non-data field? I get people who are in non-data fields that just watch my stream. So if you guys feel like participating and answering the question, I'm curious too. What do you guys do for work, right? I know that I have a broad audience. I have a very global audience. I have a broad audience in ages. So who knows what you guys are gonna, share. For all I know, some of you guys do some really interesting things, right? So if you guys want to share what you do, right? How do you make an income? How do you keep yourself in the style that you're accustomed to? So let me know. Let me know. We'll let all of us know. A common? Is it a common? A common Sharma? A common, we always ask people to introduce themselves, so let us know your city, state, province, country, and happy to take your questions from there. Okay. Rex says, cool, thanks, looking forward to it. Yeah, Rex, I think it'll be an interesting series. I'm looking forward to just kind of having to do the trades and all that every day. I'm anticipating a lot of people that maybe don't understand the spirit of the series. I anticipate a lot of people that are going to get a little too caught up in like the actual money side of it and the finance side of it, where you guys know that I try to avoid that. I'm trying to share more about the overarching AI principles, right? I mean, the win is in the fact that this algorithm, this code was created so quickly, right? So that's the part that I hope people understand, instead of saying, oh, that was a stupid investment, why'd you buy that, right? Well, the investment's not really the lesson here. So we'll see. So British Teddy Bear says, I work in a bodega in an old folks home. Me and my father work together too. Oh, very cool. Like a mini convenience store. Very cool. We sell basics, bread, eggs, deli meat, toothpaste, and more. Okay, cool. And you do that in an old folks home. Okay, very cool. That's an interesting job, Teddy Bear. How did you find my channel? Like, do you have data interests or other things like that? I'm curious about that. So, just to encourage the conversation, for me, this is what I do, right? You guys are watching me at work. Content creation, data science influencer is my full-time job. Been at it since May. It's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot. And I also do coaching, right? Coaching, consulting. I do one-on-one coaching. I have corporate clients that I consult with. So that's also part of my income, part of my job. But essentially, data science and talking about data science all day in a variety of different formats with a variety of different people is my job, right? Like, this is what I've dedicated myself to. So that's me sharing with you guys, just in case all of that wasn't obvious. But if you are interested in a coaching call, there is a link in the chats. I was having a chat with a friend recently, and that's really like the best part of what I do, right? I enjoy the streams. This is like the second best part of my day, but the number one part that I enjoy is working one-on-one with people, doing coaching sessions and whatnot. That's a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, you guys are watching me at work. This is what I do. Michael, our good friend from Lagos, said, good day, Sir Dennis and everyone. Good day to you too, Michael. Hope you're doing well. Hope things are well out there in Nigeria. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know about the weather, about your family, about whatever you want. So British says, expanding my horizons as far as how they found us. Great, great. I'm sure that there's worse places in the world than Kick to expand your horizons, but glad to have you here. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a departure from what you do, because it sounds like what you do is very, very physical, right? Very brick and mortar, right? As opposed to like a data job or like a remote job or things like that, right? Your job sounds far from remote, but it's good to hear that you're participating and that you're expanding your horizon, but also kind of working with your dad, right? I think that's kind of cool to be able to work with your dad. That's kind of cool. So Denelson is done talking about jobs, and Denelson wants to jump into agile planning. Okay, so Denelson says, I had a question about, not specifically yesterday, but I was wondering about the agile planning we did for the project when it comes to thinking of stories. When is a story too basic that it becomes a task? Yeah, that's a great question. So just to, kind of remind everybody, Denelson is asking a question about agile planning. Agile planning is something that we did in regards to the Sunday series that we're doing, right? The Sunday series that we're currently on is creating a data science project from the ground up. Agile planning is a part of that, right? So in agile planning, there's epics, themes, stories, and tasks. That's kind of like the hierarchy of what you're doing. The epic is the overall project. The theme might be like the feature of the project that you're working on. The story is the individual unit of work that you need to finish within usually 2 weeks, the length of a sprint. And then there's the task, which is like the actual things that you carry out. So Denelson is asking, when is a story so basic that it kind of doesn't fit that hierarchy, that it's so basic that it becomes a task? So Denelson, that's a good question. And I don't think that there's any like hard and fast rules for it. I think that there are going to be any number of rules for it. But remember that stories have a format, right? They have a very prescribed format. So I would tell you that a story is too basic when you can't come up with the format, right? So remember that the format is, I want to blank, as a blank, which is the role. I want to blank, which is describing the story, so that blank, describing the benefit of the story. If what you have in mind can no longer fit that format, and it's still less than 2 weeks, it's still the length of a sprint, then I think that's a task. I think that's a good rule to think about. Now, like I said, is that going to be a hard and fast rule? No, there's probably others, but I think that's an okay explanation for now. Maybe I'll think about that more and come back to you at another time with an answer. But I think that's an okay answer for now. So I hope that clears it up, Denelson. If not, let me know. Okay, so Manoj is back to the theme of we're all sharing what we do for a living. British teddy bear is curious. Manoj says, my primary profession is a young professional in one of the government organizations. The secondary profession is a badminton coach, a sports influencer, self-employed. Oh, really? That's super interesting. A badminton coach. Oh, very cool. Very cool. So you're self-employed as a badminton coach. So guys, in case you don't know this, badminton is a very international sport, except in the US. We really don't see badminton in the US. Obviously there are some smaller organizations for it. but it's nowhere near as popular as it is in, basically the rest of the world, right? But yeah, that's very cool. So like, did you do that in school? Do you have a professional history? Feel free to share, Manoj, but that's very interesting to be a badminton coach. So hope your business is going well there, Manoj. Rex says, that's what I love about the data science community. It welcomes people from all kinds of backgrounds. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, Rex. It's very open that way. So Rex, your turn. What do you do when you're not being a professional moderator? Let us know if you feel like sharing. Anthony, thank you so much for being here. By the way, guys, if you see the special icon next to Anthony's name, that's because he's a member of the channel. So really appreciate your support, Anthony. So good to see you here. Thank you for your continued support. So Anthony says, there would be no way to code what I've coded with Cursor Sonnet 3.5 without. Okay, you mean that you couldn't code without Cursor? Is that what you mean? Anthony, let me know. I think you used the word with and without. I think you meant to just write without. Let me know what you mean by that. But yeah, I mean, a lot of really complex code is being created out there, right? Code that goes beyond most programmers' skill, right? They may not always admit it, but it goes a lot beyond their skills, right? So Anthony, if that's what you're getting at, I don't want to, make too many assumptions, but I would definitely agree with that, right? I mean, a lot of people are doing code that they wouldn't be able to do otherwise. And even like non-coders, right? I mean, I've seen instances in professional environments where non-coders can just describe what they want and they get a reasonable piece of code back. And as long as they have just that little bit, a little bit of implementation skill, then that's all you need, right? Okay, so Anthony says, yes, I cannot do it without it. Okay, that's what you meant to do. Yeah. So you know what, Anthony? I think that you're sharing a very common thing, right? Where people are kind of being able to code above their level, right? And again, I'm talking even software engineers, right? They're able to code above their level because the AI is just better than you, right? I am, I'm not 100% familiar with Cursor. That's not my primary choice. My primary choice is still ChatGPT. But yeah, I mean, Cursor is obviously a little bit of a game changer in that regard. Oh my gosh, what was I going to say about that? Oh, right. Even if you can't say that you've written complex code with some of these tools, you certainly have written faster code, right? Like the speed at which the code can be produced also can't be ignored. So I hear you, Anthony, and it's very humble of you to be able to admit that, right? Because I think sometimes software engineers can be well. I mean, some software engineers can be morons, right? They can be very conceited about their skills, and you can't replace me, right? But the reality is that if we're being honest, there's some complex code being created out there, definitely above people's skills. So yeah, so good point there, Anthony. So British Teddy Bear, our new friend from Kick, says, very easy enough to serve old folks. If any of the old folks need help with TVs and other electrical, if they need an extra set of hands and sometimes heavy lifting, even though I have a heart condition, that makes things difficult. I over push myself. Sometimes I go really red and pound like a dog. I'm sorry to hear that, but it's nice of you to be helping out like that, It's very nice of you to be lending an extra hand, even though it probably goes beyond the requirements of your store. Good for you for pitching in and doing what you can to help. I'm sure they appreciate it. So Manoj says, yes, I have been training badminton for the past 6 years. Very cool, Manoj. Very cool. I wish I knew more about the sport, right? I mean, I know it's popular. Pretty sure it's an Olympic sport, if I remember right. Yes, I think it is. But good for you, Manoj. Very interesting. Michael says, I believe I've said this before, I'm a construction guy, quantity surveyor to be precise, and a financial chartist on the side. Okay, very cool, Michael. Yes, I remember your background was in construction. Financial chartist, what does that mean? Does that mean that you, like, is that managing your own investments or other people's? Let me know. Let me know. I'm curious. Anthony says, we can code the very best data analytics software with Cursor. 100% it does everything. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, Anthony. And as I've said before, I think that EDA, the exploratory data analysis, those initial data explorations that you do, generally on a brand new data set or, new to you data set, I think that's definitely the first part of the data science process that's going to be overtaken by AI. I mean, we've kind of seen that already, right? If you attend the Sunday series, you kind of see that already where we did a lot of analytics with prompts. No code, just prompts, right? Show me the descriptive analytics, show me the distribution, show me the chart, do this, do that. We had a whole session of that, right? And it was generating some very nice charts for us, very nice visualizations for us. So yeah, I mean, I think the EDA process, and a lot of the analytics process in general will probably be, I don't know. I think it's hard to put a timeline on it, but do I see a full replacement of that in the data science process? Yeah. Absolutely. I think that'll be, I'm being hesitant because I don't want to say that'll be the first one to fall because that sounds so dramatic, right? But I think it will be the first one that, gets replaced, right? We as the human data scientists will no longer have to do that ourselves, right? We can just send it to one of the LLMs and it'll do it, right? Using ChatGPT alone is like 25 times harder to code a full stack development software package than using Cursor Sonnet. I don't know, Anthony. I don't know if you can say that across the board, right? Because there's different reasons why you'd want to do it away from your IDE. Like who says that an LLM has to be integrated into an IDE? Like that's not a requirement, right? Anthony says I've tried both. Yeah, but different strokes for different folks, right? I mean, it's not just you, Anthony. Spoiler alert, Anthony. There's other developers on the planet, right? So I like having it apart because I like inspecting the code away from everything else, right? I like applying a very blank approach to reading through the code and saying, okay, yeah, sure, that method, yeah, okay, that makes sense, yep, okay, oh, that doesn't look right, oh yeah. Like, I think that's a very healthy part of the process. In addition to that, I think it's also, just the way my mind works, it's easier to kind of make architecture decisions when you do that, right? It's kind of, the architecture, I think, can come a little bit easier when you separate it out, when you separate the components out. Because then the architecture role becomes the design of the components and then getting them to interact with each other, right? Getting them to talk back and forth to each other. I think it's very healthy to do that in a third-party tool, third screen. Just let me look at what the code is here, right? And it also lets you ask different questions. And you can say, well, what libraries do you know for this? Can you show me example implementation using that library? Ooh, I didn't like that. Let's swap out another library. It's a little bit more of a scratch pad approach. And I think that's healthy to kind of, have it away from that. Michael says Cursor is top man. Okay. So we have another support for Cursor. I get it. I get it. It's a popular product. We all write code differently, right? I kind of like having it away from my IDE, right? To me, the IDE is still king, right? Like nothing goes in there until the code looks okay, right? So Manoj says, I trained badminton in my graduation and post-graduation, manage both studies and badminton. Nice. Nice, Manoj. Very interesting background. Very interesting. Michael says, I played badminton in boarding school. Okay, cool. I can't think of any schools in the US that offer badminton. It's just not popular. You're more likely to find pickleball than you are to find badminton. It's just one of those sports in the US that didn't catch on. Okay, so Michael says they are a trader, basically Forex, commodities, and crypto. Why is everybody such a crypto trader? I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. So popular, right? Okay, but good to hear, Michael. Good to hear that you have a financial interest on the side. I think we all should, right? I think it's healthy for all of us to, manage our own money and all that. So glad to see that's also part of your construction and financial interests. Anybody else? Again, the question in front of the chat is, what do you do for a living, right? Our friend, our new friend from Kick, British, wants to know what we do for a living. So if you guys want to share that, if you're late, let us know. Okay? Okay, so Anthony, continuing to talk about Cursor. They fixed it where it can do the edits for you very fast. Yeah. You don't have to figure out where things should be, where one character added or deleted will break the whole code. Is that a thing though? I don't know if we've seen a scenario where one character added or deleted will break the whole code. I don't know about that. You will be very impressed if when you know that Cursor Sonnet, what Cursor Sonnet can truly do. Cursor Sonnet is a VS Code IDE fork. Okay, yeah, but I don't want it in my IDE. I want it apart, right? Like I think it's healthy to have it apart from that, right? I still want to be the human in the loop that looks at the code first and designs the architecture first. I don't know if it's 100% healthy to just kind of sit back and just watch it fly, right? I think I learn more, or I feel more involved in the code if I'm doing it apart from that. And by the way, if you guys have been attending the Sunday series, we've always done that, right? We've always done that. Anthony says, you really have to try it. You are missing out. Am I? Anthony, I think you've been to the Sunday series before, right? I mean, we're on our second series plus some tutorials. So we did 9 parts of this series, 8 parts of the other one, and 3. So Anthony, I've done 20 live streams, 20 Sundays of live streams where I'm doing it with ChatGPT. So am I missing out? Not likely. You can iterate on the code with NLP. Yeah, but they all do that, right? All LLMs are NLP, right? They're all NLP. So, I mean, I don't know, Anthony. I mean, like I said, I'm taking a little bit of a meta view here, right? Like, knowing that the data science project still needs me as the human architect, the creative human, right? What is the process that leads to that separation a little bit better, right? I think it's healthy to have it outside of there. Shubham, let us know where you're from. I think you've been here before, but we always ask people to introduce themselves. Let us know your city, state, province, country, please. Okay. Atharba, thanks for being here. I think it might be your first time. Let us know your city, state, province, country. We always ask people to introduce themselves, so appreciate you doing that. ChatGPT, Anthony says ChatGPT was impressive, but Cursor agent is way, way better. It's not a joke. You need to try. I'm not taking it as a joke. I'm just saying, there's no requirement, guys. Just so we're clear on this, guys. There's no requirement that your LLM has to be integrated into your IDE, right? So you have to find the way that works best for you to allow you to still be the architect and still be creative, right? I think that if the LLM is a little bit too integrated, it takes away from that Because now you're just sitting back watching it generate code. You know, if you're a non-coder, I guess that's okay. But you know, there's other ways to go about it, guys. There's more than one way to work with it, right? And I think that it's just healthy to step away, keep it in another editor, review the code yourself, review the prompts yourself, ask ChatGPT or whatever LLM you want to use other questions related to the code, and then nothing goes into your IDE until it's ready to go. And I guess part of that is also coming from the background of, you know, when you're working with models and data, there's always your gold master, right? There's always your gold master data. Nothing goes in your gold master data until it's human verified, right? Lots of companies go wrong at that step. You should never let data into your gold master unless human eyes have been on it. So it's kind of like the same approach, right? I don't want anything to go in my IDE until like I've reviewed it. But I think there's benefits there. So Atharva shares, I'm a final year student studying AI from Maharashtra, India. I think I pronounced it right. Maharashtra, India. Well, welcome, Atharva. Nice to have you here. So Atharva says, I want to talk in DevFest related to AI. Can you suggest me any topic on AI? Ooh. So first of all, what is DevFest? I don't know what DevFest is. I'm assuming it's some sort of conference. Let me know, Atharva. But Atharva, I think it's your first time, so you know, maybe you haven't seen some of my content. But one of the things I always ask people to consider is creativity is super important in data science, right? How you approach problems, how you look at data, the different solutions you can come up with. So coming up with your own ideas is a very valuable part of the process. And I don't want to take that away from you by just from you or from anybody else, just by freely giving away ideas. That's not really, you know, that's not really kind of what I do, you know, because I don't want to deny you that opportunity to be creative. So I would ask you to think about your interests, your hobbies, articles you read, things along those lines, because that's where you should be trying to find your creativity, right? That's where you should be trying to generate your own ideas. You know, somebody else reading your question might say, well, if you don't have an idea, maybe this isn't the right time in your career to be speaking at a conference, right? You could consider that. Don't speak at a conference just for the sake of speaking at a conference, guys, right? Your reputation from that will follow you. Right? Be careful with that, right? You know, I've had clients who told me, you know, I hired you because I found a YouTube video of you speaking at a conference, right? So that's a positive use of conferences, right? But you can also have negative uses of conferences, right? So is this the right time in your career to be speaking at a conference? Keep that in mind, okay? So Shubham says, sir, I'm from India, Delhi, currently pursuing a master's of computer application. Nice, welcome Shubham, nice to have you here. So Shubham says, I'm currently working as a fresher, working as a QA engineer. I want to transition into AI and ML. Is it possible? Sure, of course. Of course. It's going to require additional work and additional study on your side. QA engineering isn't always a direct path to the AI ML side, but with the right curriculum and, you know, in the right time dedication on your part, because, you know, I'm not telling you can do it quickly. I'm telling you can do it, right? It can be done. Sure, absolutely. Okay. So Michael is helping me out with the DevFest. Google's Developer Fest, a tech conference. It's big in developing countries like India and Nigeria. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that background. Yeah, Fest organized for students, developers by Google Developer Group. Okay, Athar, but thank you for that background. So, I'm just going to leave with both of those thoughts, right? I don't give ideas because that's part of the creative process for data science. And if it's really causing you that much concern, or that much concern to find an idea, maybe wait till next year, right? Think about that. Leo, our good friend Leo is here. Says, "Hey everyone, who's the guy with the beard?" Oh, stop it. What do you guys think? I'm growing in the beard. So guys, here's why I usually don't have a beard. One, because I like looking good on stream with you guys. But it also, it's a pain to have to shave every day. I gotta be honest with you guys, because my hair grows fast. This is only a week's worth of growth, guys, right? So I can give me another week and this will be a full beard, right? The problem is it really brings out my gray hair, right? So that's the part I'm not excited about with this beard. But what do you guys think? Beard or no beard? Let me know in the comments. I might post an Instagram survey later or whatever. But this is like a week's worth of growth, right? I had the Sunday session with you guys last week. I left to go see my parents immediately after that. So I didn't shave that whole week. So this is a week's worth of growth. What do you guys think? Beard or no beard? Let me know. Let me know. Michael is already voting. Michael is saying keep the beard, Dennis. But it makes you look so old, I know I'm an old guy, but I feel young, I feel like I'm still young, right? At least in my head, right? So I don't know, guys. I don't know. I can tell you that I've had some ex-girlfriends that really love the beard, so I don't know. I may, maybe for those reasons I'll hold on to it, but I don't know. Leo says, I feel you, leave it for a while. Maybe like a winter beard, because winter is coming. So maybe I'll keep it as a winter beard. Maybe not. But yeah, a beard is easier to maintain, right? Because then I only have to shave this and then shave my neck and I'm good to go, right? That's super quick. I don't know. You guys can let me know in the chat about the beards. Maybe the beards will make me a better prompter with my LLMs. Leo says, yeah, I do the same. Yep. Manoj says keep the beard. Okay, so there's a couple of votes there. 3 votes at least for the beard. Maybe I'll put up an Instagram poll on it also. But yes, there's definitely reasons to keep the beard. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. So the question in the chat was, what do you do for work? So if you guys want to share what you do for work, last call for people that want to do that. Or anybody else who wants to introduce themselves, maybe you're still sitting on the sidelines in one of the chats. That's okay. Just let us know, city, state, province, country. We always give people the opportunity to introduce themselves and, keep the chat professional. Nice way for everybody to participate. So just let us know. But for me, for the rest of the day here, I'm going to be going on my walk again. I took a little bit of a break from walking when I was in LA. So I got to get back on that. I'm going to do that, come back, have my breakfast, and then just see what the rest of the day brings. I got some business stuff to take care of a little bit later today. But otherwise, just going to go out there and enjoy the day after this. As a reminder, I started my new investment series today. Took an algorithm that AI wrote very quickly. It wrote it in under an hour. And I'm using it to invest real money. I'm using real cash, my own real cash, for the investments. So kind of scary because who knows, maybe I'm going to go bankrupt, right? But gonna see where we end up with that series. I'm really excited about it. I made my first trade this morning. I can't tell you what it is because I do not want to act as an investment advisor. I'm providing all of my results at the end of the day, or once trading is done for the day. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that series. And then in January, I'm going to be bringing you a series from the Consumer Electronics Show. Really excited for that content that's coming up. I think that has the potential to be really interesting, kind of give a different take on AI and some of the emerging technologies out there. So lots of good stuff coming up, guys, in December and January. So as always, I really appreciate your support, appreciate all of you showing up. And please remember that I do have a new streaming schedule, so I won't be with you tomorrow or Wednesday, but I'll be back on Thursday through Monday. And then we'll always have the Sunday series. Right? I'm really trying to avoid an interruption in the Sunday series. So we'll always have that. Okay, guys? So lots of nonsense, lots of craziness happening in the world. And by the way, if you believe the UFO talk, December 3rd is supposed to be a significant date. So as always, please take care of yourselves. Please take care of your families. And I'll see you next time.